the other thing I wanted to talk about today, because we couldn't just yell at Nintendo and corporations all hour. I guess we could. I've been playing. I feel like I haven't been on the MinnMax show in a while. I've played a lot of games that I just haven't gotten to talk about. But one that I'm excited about is Oblivion, the Oblivion remake that shadow dropped out of freaking nowhere the other day. Which who was it on the MinnMax show that guessed that it was because they just didn't want anyone to complain about it? Was it Jacob? I was like, that's probably why.
Me.
That was you. Sorry, I should have gave you credit, Jeff. It was, I think that's hit the nail on the head. They didn't want anyone to predict how good or bad it was going to be. They're just like, here, shut up. Please wait for Elder Scrolls 6. Sorry, Starfield was bad. Here's Oblivion. Have you been playing it too, Sarah?
Yeah, I like Skyrim is one of my like favorite games, like top games. I think I've played that game the most. And like whenever I would tell people that I liked Skyrim, like years ago in school and stuff, I'd be like, oh my god, yeah, like I really like, they're like, what kind of games do you like? And I'm like, I really like Skyrim. They would always go, oh, well, you haven't played Oblivion? And I'm like, no, because it looks like ass. It looks like poo garbage, and I don't want to play it.
It did.
Like I don't want to go backwards.
Yeah.
So now I'm playing it. It's just, now I'm like, okay, yeah. I keep saying like, wow, that's from Skyrim. I know that from Skyrim. I know this dragon, Skyrim. It's all lost on me, I feel like.
I like
going
seeing
backwards.
Skyrim in the map in the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know that place over there. I'm in the same camp. I put over 1,000-something hours into Skyrim. I absolutely adore that game. It was my comfort game for a lot of years. Love it, love it. I always have the memory of Barbas, the like big Irish wolfhound dog. There's like that one mission where the talking dog, and you're supposed to finish it. And he goes off to his owner, and I never finished the mission. So Barbas was with me my entire Skyrim playthrough. He's still there.
Like they're gonna die?
He doesn't die.
I get nervous when like NPCs hang out around me, especially in Oblivion too, because they like something. They'll just be like randomly something on the road.
Yeah.
And you'll look at your quest NPCs and they've just been like murked,
killed.
Like they're suddenly dead.
Yeah, the AI
it's
in
like
Oblivion is
like
pretty
they're constantly
stupid.
trying to kill themselves.
Barbas never died. I don't know if he was like invincible or something for like the mission's sake or whatever, but he never died. I saw him fight dragons. He fought that dragon that's voiced by the Mario guy, Parslax. I saw him like bite him or something. He lived, and it was crazy. So that's my like little anecdote for Skyrim. But yeah, so Jacob, I think on the podcast said like, who the hell's playing this who didn't play Oblivion? And me in my house was like, it's me, Jacob. I'm doing that. Yeah.
And that was part of the reason that I wanted to be on this one, because it had just come out, that night before, like the night before. None of us, me and Kyle were the ones who played it. Neither of us had gotten out of the sewers at that point. and so I was like very conducive to the idea of like, well, yeah, I mean, it's a remake. And if you like Bethesda's older games, then you should check it out. But if you don't, it's probably not that interesting. And then I've put like 30 more hours into it since then. And I've realized like I have been on a reverse trajectory in terms of my liking Bethesda games. I think like everyone that comes out, I like a little less than the last one. And like all the way back from Morrowind to Starfield, it's like something keeps like slowly getting diluted out. And I think it's just like D&D stat nerd, like all this focus on just like getting to 100 in all these different skills and also being like very breakable and exploitable in like what you do and what you can enchant and like all of those things that like in each successive game, there must just be someone at Bethesda who's like a total killjoy and is like, actually, when we did that in last game, it wasn't very balanced, so we should just remove that from the next one. And it's like, no, and I'm glad that they left most of that stuff in here and that like you can do all these exploits and you can like the enchanting system isn't actually as good as it was in Morrowind. Like you can't do as crazy of things, but like I like that more focus, and I've been surprised how much I have enjoyed it since we talked about it last week.
So Morrowind's your favorite? That's your number one?
I think so. It's also hard because like you cannot go back. You can't go back to any of those games. I looked up a walkthrough, like a video walkthrough for Oblivion last night because I've been having guides open as I've been going through dungeons and whatever.
This is
and
a guide-heavy game. I need guides for every mission.
Yes, you do. There was an
really,
item.
I've just been wandering around.
It is fun to do that, but every time I get into a dungeon, I'm like, okay, what like what am I missing here? Or like, I'm
there's
so
no
scared.
maps, right? Because I'm
There
like,
are, and that's a stupid thing that they don't do and that they desperately need to fix. When you go into a dungeon or any indoor location, you have to go to the world map, and then you have to zoom all the way in, and then you have to press the zoom button a second time, and it switches to your local map.
What's
I
even
would
the
never
point
do-
of
I would
having
never
the
have
local
known
map
that.
if you?
It is the dumbest thing. I don't think Kyle or I knew that last week. We learned about that later.
That's so dumb.
But yeah, so I was at it. I was looking at some guide, and it was saying that there was supposed to be an item that wasn't there. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just look up, like a playthrough and see. And it was a video of the original Oblivion, and it was so horrific, and it looked so terrible that I was like, oh my god, like you could never go back to that. And there's just no option for Morrowind now. So I'm sure like. I tried to go back to Morrowind once through like the backwards compatibility on the last Xbox, I think Xbox One.
Yeah.
And I went through the character customization, and then they bring you like once I was about to step out into the world, it gave me a dirty disk error. And then the game crashed.
What?
It's like there are no discs anymore. What do you do? Am I the first person
That's
who's ever
scary.
tried to play this backwards compatible?
Haunted.
Yes. So
It's haunted. There's some haunted disc. That's,
but I think like as far as I can remember from my teenager memory, like I think Morrowind would still be my favorite just because it was like you could do crazy things in it. You could get a levitation spell and just fly everywhere, and like all of these things that were totally game breaking that they already watered down a little bit for Oblivion, and they just kept like chipping away at those.
So even
kind of
Skyrim
things.
was like a watered down experience when you first played it back in the day. You're like, oh, this is fun, but not as good.
Yeah, and like I can't remember enough of the specifics of like, I mean, like I still love Skyrim and I still think it was great, but it was also like there has been something really charming about going back to Oblivion and being like, oh, there's not even like a skill tree. Like you're not choosing
yeah.
You're not choosing any of the perks. It's just whatever the perks are, when you get to that level, you get that. And so it's like I don't have to worry about like really building a character or trying to figure out what a good build would be. It's just like which order do I want to do these stupid things in? And like I've been just whole hog on alchemy for some reason because it's fun to make potions and then sell the potions, because they just keep getting more expensive. So I'm like, every field I go out in, it's like, oh my god, there's like 15 monkshood in this field. Like this is so great, and I don't know why that still works for me, but like that kind of thing has diminished a little for me every game until we were like on a desolate planet in Starfield, and there's like
There's no
nothing to do.
exploration.
It's just like
You can't
Yeah.
even like drive over the universe. Yeah, there's something about just like the Skyrim and Oblivion environments where I can just walk wherever, pick up whatever, wander around, stumble upon the most random thing, have some guy try to like jump me and take my gold. Like that just like works for me. Like I really liked it in Dragon's Dogma 2 as well. Like I got that vibe, and it's nice to be back in Oblivion.
Did you play Avowed, Sarah?
I did. I fell off. I didn't like Avowed.
Interesting, because
I don't know what it
similar
was.
vibes from Avowed with that kind of energy. Not as
I
much,
think
though.
it was too story heavy. Like I think they were like I felt too like limited in what I could do and what they wanted me to do.
Sure.
Whereas like Skyrim and Oblivion are like, you didn't even have to do the main story. Just
No.
do whatever you want.
Yeah, you step out of that sewers and it's like, okay, just go do whatever. You can talk to this guy at Wayne and Priory,
crazy?
but like whenever you want to do it.
It's
and
literally
like,
crazy that they put you in like the biggest town. That,
Yeah.
Like, and I was overwhelmed immediately because in Skyrim they definitely like work you up to like larger towns. And it's more controlled in the beginning. And in this game, they're like, okay, here's the largest town. The place you need to go is actually really far away. You can walk there. Good luck.
I was interested on the way the map's set up, that you can just auto travel to all the towns right away. You
Yeah.
don't have to hoof it and encounter things. It's almost like they trust that you're going to want to hoof it and like find things on your own, that they're like, we don't need to force you to walk there. Like you can just go to whatever this town is, have fun, bye. And then I also like if you talk to somebody, it puts the grayed out like icon on your map that you could go to later, and like unless you talk to them or find it yourself, it doesn't show up on the map. It's very a natural way to like I was talking to some lizard lady. She was like, "There's this cave I saw."
Or whatever.
I was like,
yeah, and then it pops up. I thought
Yeah.
that was really cool too. I for whatever reason in these games, I'm always like, I'm gonna be like a spell person, and then it's like stealth archer. That's all I do. Stealth arching. Stealth archer. I cannot escape the stealth archery. The pipeline
I'm a warrior.
of me to stealth archery is just whoop. It's a straight line.
That's a very common feeling. I feel that's like the meme. It's like the stealth archer pipeline. I made a wood elf, and I thought I was going to be stealth arching, and then all of a sudden I found my first sword, and now I just like blunt force smack everything.
That's beautiful.
I don't even block. I just go and I'm putting all my stats in strength and like might and agility, so I'm fast and like can take a million hits. The magic seems fun though. I'm doing all the Mages Guild recommendations so I can go to university and make my mama proud and become a real true mage.
Apparently people say it's hard to get into Oblivion Mage University because in Skyrim you just walk in and they're like, hey you, do you want to, it looks like you can throw a fireball, do you want to join the university? And apparently in Oblivion you actually need some credentials.
You have to go do 8 side missions.
You need to go to everyone and make them give you a letter of recommendation like you're back in college.
And some of them are basic, and some of them have you going to like a whole dungeon to like do the whole dungeon.
So funny
because
like Skyrim's giving like community college, and Oblivion's giving like Ivy League.
Oh my god! Literally, you need to have formal recommendations from all the deans. There was another thing I like about this game is you can tell, like, even with the limitations of what they could do back then, some of the little quests are so clever. Like, one to do with the Mages Guild was I go to one of the Mages Guild like subsets in a city, and I go in, they're like, this guy's been missing, and like we were trying to find him. Last time we saw him, he was over by the well, and so like they gave me the key to go in the well, and I go in and he's dead in the well. And so they're like, if you find a ring on him, bring it back, is what they said. So I pick up the ring, but it has 150 weight. And like that's like someone gave it to him and killed him in the well, which is why. So I picked up the ring and I turned around to swim back because you're like completely underwater, and I'm so slow. So I'm like panic swimming trying to get back to the ladder, and I die and I drown because wasn't there quick enough. It's like, oh, that's so clever. And then it's like a whole storytelling thing there of like, who gave him this ring? They drowned him in the thing. And when I brought the ring back, she's like, just put it on the ground. I don't want it. It's too heavy. So now it's just like sitting on the floor of the Mages Guild like foyer because no one wants to pick it up. I didn't want to carry it around. So now there's a heavy ass ring sitting on the ground. That's very fun.
It feels like they kind of like they had a formula with Morrowind, and they really got into like they knew what they were doing, and it was all just like we can build dungeons well. We can like build things that you're going to want to walk up to and look at, and we can do the story thing. And there wasn't a lot of like other, like, now we're going to try and figure out how to put crafting in this, and now we're going to different planets. And it's like, that's always where I feel like Bethesda bites off more than they can chew. And this is like, it's a lot of interesting story stuff. And then like you walk 5 feet and you're going to find another thing that you want to be like, oh, what's this thing? I'm going to go check this out. And I have felt really guilty that I've put 30 hours into this when I have so many other games. It's like I'm back in 2000 or whatever playing Oblivion again, and I can't really justify it from like a game design perspective, but but it's also all I want to play, and then I like watch YouTube videos about it. The other thing that we didn't mention last time, like I started watching YouTube videos, and then they were like, these are the 20 super rare and interesting items you have to get while you're playing. And it's like, of course, like we didn't even talk about like getting unique items that are super powerful is really good. Like when you've been breaking lockpicks constantly, and then you can get a skeleton pick that never breaks and also increases your level 40 levels. Like that feels super cool. And that's like,
is that through the Thieves Guild, or is it? Can you find it?
I can't remember what. I think that's like the demon shrines or whatever they're called, the Daedra or something like that. I haven't been high enough level to go to it. I've played 30 hours, and like I've only been to Coral, the little town there. I got the castle. Yeah, I got the
Yep.
Blackthorn Castle because that was just kind of there. And like I can draw a tiny little circle around like the region that I've been in so far.
Yeah.
I'm so hopeless in these games that
What level
I
are
gotta
you?
check every
30 hours
corner.
in.
I think
I think I'm level 6 right now.
like
and I'm,
I think I'm like 14,
okay.
13,
Okay.
14, but that's
I feel
like
the level kind of slow in this game because I'm
do.
like 2.
You-
and
yeah,
I
you-
feel
you
like that's
can-
really low.
you can if you're not picking up every mushroom that you find and like just spamming your alchemy for some dumb
Oh,
reason.
does that like level up your main level too? I've just been like
It does-
jumping around to level up my acrobatics.
Yes.
Acrobat.
Yeah. Acrobatics too. Yeah. Yeah. Everything levels you up now.
Okay.
It used to be only like the main skills that would level you up when the game first came out, and that is one of the things they've changed. It's also super charming that they're using the same wonky engine underneath like the nice UE5 facelift that it got, and also like they've just left a bunch of stuff. Like people are finding exploits that still work and things like and like bugs, and there have been like line reads
I
in
saw-
the original game.
yeah.
Yes, where it's like they were like, oh no, let me do that one again, and that just somehow got in the game, and they still just left it in the game,
Did
and
they really
like
leave it in the
lip synced
game?
for it. Yeah, like people have posted the remastered versions
I feel
of
like
those
that's great
lines.
because
Yes.
when people
That's-
talk about Oblivion, I feel like half of what they're reminiscing about and the nostalgia is about is almost like not like I
Uh-huh.
don't want to call it jank as if it's negative, but that's sort of like the charm that it has in its imperfections.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's almost like a
so it's great that-
style in a
Yeah.
weird way.
Yeah.
Which is so smart to lean into because then every future game they make that has jank, they're like, it's our signature style. Like, gives them
I
an
know.
excuse.
They skate by on a lot.
It's our charm.
They get
Yeah.
an inherent excuse. I would so much rather play this than Starfield, which is so mean to Starfield, but it's true. Like, I have so many other games
Yeah.
I should be playing right now, including Claire Obscure for the deepest dive that I already know I'm already behind on it, like for the next section, because we just recorded on Sunday. But I want to play this every night. That's so telling that like when I boot
know.
up
This is so
my
like
console, I want
it's
this.
so like brain off, little gremlin on, like exploring and picking stuff
Yeah.
up. And I feel like with Expedition 33, it's like you kind of have to be on.
Oh
you
my
be
god,
watching
you
the
gotta be
story.
locked
Like
in.
it asks
the
a lot of you.
parries, the
Um,
dodges.
The parries, the dodges. I had to
Ugh.
put down blueprints for a little bit again to pick up this because I was like, I can't even think
Yeah.
of thought. We're going no thoughts, head empty, Oblivion on.
Literally Oblivion brain. I'm also playing it because I'm very excited to have played something besides just Skyrim. Because I consider
Yeah,
Skyrim to be
same.
one of my favorite
Yes.
games. And
Yeah.
the fact that it's number 5 in a series and I haven't played any of the previous entries, I'm kind of like I feel like a bit like a fake gamer. I have never played another Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, but like the nice thing about Skyrim is they didn't release anything past Skyrim for us. So like, what are we
Yeah.
supposed to do about that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing. Just keep playing it. Is that meme still? Is the meme dead of like porting Skyrim to a fridge? Remember when that was such a
Yeah.
thing, like 5 or 7
Well, now it's
years
gonna
ago?
be like, what's Skyrim look like on the Switch 2?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that like I super hope that they would redo Morrowind now. And it would take a lot more work because apparently I was reading something that I didn't even remember, but like apparently it didn't have much VO in it. Like most of it was just text that you had to read. They only did VO for like certain characters and things like that. So it would be a bigger lift, but it's also like once you do it, like they're going to treat Oblivion like Skyrim now because they have a nice remaster.
Yeah.
They will release that on everything until the end of time. If they put in the work with Morrowind, like you would have the entire trilogy on everything forever going forward now. Like that would be super cool.
I think they'll
I'd
do
play
it.
it.
Yeah, aren't they remaking right now one of the Fallouts? Aren't they remastering one of them right now? I should know that off the top of my head.
Maybe.
Probably.
I'm not as big of a Fallout person as I am a
Not a Fallout person.
Skyrim Elder Scrolls person.
I do love Fallout as well. I put a lot of hours into Fallout 4 in particular.
I put a lot into Fallout 3, and then again that was another one where it's like, and like the gun combat in Fallout 3 just did not work. Like that is another one you would never be able to go back to. You had to use the VAT system. And it felt pretty good in Fallout 4, but it's like that is another one where it's like this just is not clicking as well for me as the previous one, and I
Yeah.
just don't get why, but
I was one
Yeah.
of the few freaks who loved the base building in Fallout 4, and I made my bases so detailed that my Xbox would like overheat and turn off when I would go into my bases, because I would not just have the normal things. I would decorate everyone's house to match their personality and stuff.
I decorated mine too. I feel like I liked that more than the actual game. I was like, oh, I got to get more stuff for my base.
Yeah, it was fun, because then I love the vibe of coming back to a cozy thing. There was one in particular on a baseball field you could build, and it was the most fun one because it was just a big blank empty field. So I was like, oh hell yeah, let's freaking. I turned it into like SimCity simulator in Fallout. I built the craziest huge little city, and my I got to a point where I couldn't go back in because my Xbox would turn off from overheating. Like, I put one too many planks of wood, and then it was like,
no.
It wouldn't let me go back in. I just gave up and never went back in.
Can you buy a house in Oblivion? Is that?
Yeah.
I don't know. My thing is, like, I keep getting over encumbered, and
Yes,
I don't know what.
need
Like,
to
I
get
feel
one.
like constantly.
Yeah,
I can't move.
So there was just look up I think it's Blackhorn Castle.
Okay.
It's up in the north. It's just a free castle that they give you, basically.
Oh, it's free?
It's
You
yes.
just have to show up there, and they're like,
free castle
for you.
Apparently it was part of DLC, and so I think it came later, and they were just like, and so like, it's being attacked when you get there, and you're supposed to help get rid of the marauders. Except when I got there, like the main,
They were all
like,
dead.
no, the marauder warlord was super nice. Like, I walked up to her because they were fighting, but she wasn't like aggro to me, so I just walked up and she was like, "Oh, hi. Like, I'm worried about so and so over in the village. I don't know if he's okay or whatever." And like, and she just didn't aggro, so eventually I just had to murder her. And then once you go in, you get like the will of the person who was there, and it was like, whoever fought off these people, because we're all gonna die. Whoever fought them off, I bequeath my
And they're just like sitting
castle to you.
outside, and they haven't even walked in the ground. That's hilarious. That's so Elder Scrolls.
There are so many things like that. There
It's
was
free real
another.
estate.
Yeah, there was another mission where it was like, you have to help this guy's two sons fight off goblins at his farm.
I had to redo that like 3 times
It
because
is
one time I was just walking down the road and they just got jumped by a random NPC and they were both
Perfect.
slaughtered.
Yeah, but like once you got to the farm, like I got to the farm and we were all standing there just in the farm, just waiting, and I was like, do I have to like talk to them again? And I talked to one of them and they were like, "Don't talk to us in the middle of a battle. What are you doing? Like, we have to defend the farm." And there was just like no one there. And then it was like, I kind of walked out and there was like a couple goblins behind a rock that couldn't figure out how to get around the
They got
rock. And I was
stuck?
like, yeah, so I was like, okay, well, I'll just shoot you with my ×3 sneak super arrow. And it was like, they spawned multiple like groups of goblins, but they were all just having a hard time trying to get to those brothers. And
I definitely had some janky like missions didn't work. It's one thing if it's jank, like you look dumb jumping over a rock, and it's another when like everything code breaks and no one's doing what they're supposed to do.
You're like, my NPC tripped on a rock and died and my quest cannot proceed or something.
Why is everyone aggro to my horse as well? Is that a thing for you guys
Really?
too? Oh my god,
I
is
haven't
that
gotten the horse.
What? Okay, so
Okay, I keep summoning a skeleton and it keeps attacking civilians. Like during that farm thing, I summoned like a skeleton to fight alongside me, and then we killed the goblins, and then my skeleton turns on like the NPC child and just cleaves him in the face, and I'm like, no.
no,
We're fighting with them, not against them.
Yeah.
I now have to park my horse like 50 meters away from whoever I want to fight. Like I was doing this thing where I had to go up to tents and
50
fight who was
meters
there.
away.
And it was just like, I run up to fight them and they run past me to my horse and start wailing on my horse. And it honestly
I
makes
feel
it
like that
easy
happened-
because I can just hit them while they're distracted, but it's so stupid.
It's so sad. You have to get the Skyrim. Do they have like a Dark Brotherhood horse? The one that never dies.
Oh.
That's the one you need. That's how I beat Skyrim. I got like the never dying horse and the dragons
yeah,
with aggro
with
on
red
it.
with red
And then
eyes.
I was just and then I would just
remember
kill
that.
the dragons
my
while they were
God.
going after my undying horse, my immortal horse.
This one's never. My horse hasn't died yet. I got it because I did a mission and then the guy who owned the horse died. And then it kind of just became my horse. Like every time I leave a town, it spawns for me.
Wow, that's so convenient for you, Haley, that he just conveniently passed away and
I
left
didn't
a
kill
free
him. What are you
horse.
implying?
That's
Nepo
really
horse.
interesting. Nepo
No,
horse.
I can never beat the allegations. But when you look at the horse, it says Prior Abbott's paint horse. So it still has like his name on it. but it's mine because it spawns. I didn't tell the game.
Nepo baby would
I
say.
didn't tell the game to spawn it for me, but it won't die. So or I'm good at saving it and before it dies. But even wolves and stuff, I'll be riding past wolves and I hop off my horse, and then 5 wolves will run over to my horse and start biting it. And I'm a horse lover. It upsets me. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
It's like makes me play.
I never got the dog in Fallout 3 because the dog could die, and it was like,
oh no.
Well, I can never be your friend then because I can't go through that.
No. Dog meat's immortal in 4, I'm pretty sure, right? He ain't dying.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's safe.
I think they fixed that.
Yeah. Well, I think I might finish Oblivion. I think I might actually keep playing this a lot. Did you really finish it?
I feel like Skyrim.
I've never finished. I've played all Bethesda games and I've never come close to finishing one. No. Because I spent 30 hours in Coral, Haley. Just picking.
I just don't like to finish them.
Why?
Yeah.
And my journey ends.
But then you also never play them again, so you might as well say I beat Skyrim.
No, then I just start a new game with mods.
But then you also walk away from it and play other games for a decade.
Yeah, and then I come back to Oblivion.
And then I come back.
It's a cycle, Haley. Don't you see?
Yeah.
Sounds like a cycle of abuse and
It's the never-ending hero's journey.
inconclusiveness. Yeah, everyone's saying you're just edging yourself on Skyrim for a decade.
Yeah, and they'll never. Well, I mean, like they haven't released Elder Scrolls 6, so like, what else am I supposed to do?
And they never
right.
will. I feel like
Yes,
they never
they will.
No, they'll just do Skyrim 2 or Starfield 2, and we'll all die sad.
No.
I like mainlining
No, I don't want to go to
these.
space.
I'm at the point now where I've been mainlining, and I got to a point where I'm not strong enough, so now I'm off doing. That's how I play
Honestly,
these.
I feel like mainlining to me. An Elder Scrolls game, that is insane. Because all I do everything but the main story.
Yeah, I feel like I've never gotten more than like 3 missions into a main.
We're not on your side, Haley. That is weird.
Yeah.
Sorry, I want to play this
Imagine
main
playing
story.
the main story.
So you never met Parslax or whatever his name is in Skyrim, the huge dragon?
I got like a little through the main story, but most of the time
That's
I just
how you
do
learn
side
how to
content,
shout
then
and stuff is the main story.
Yeah,
learn how
I
to
play
shout,
until
and
I
then
can
you do
shout,
everything else.
Haley,
Yeah.
obviously.
Well, how do you know that until you play it to get the shouting?
You look at the guys.
We've gotten that far. I just haven't. And then I fought the big dragon at the end, and I was like, that was dumb. I had way more fun not doing that. I had way more fun being the Dark Brotherhood, and then being a vampire, and then being a cannibal, and then being a werewolf, and then healing myself. Curing myself of all these diseases that I accidentally picked up.
I did this mission where I like saved Karvak, and now everyone calls me the hero of Karvak when I walk around, and that was a main mission, at which you guys probably never get called
But
the
that's
heroes
not,
of
like,
Karvak.
really earned, is it? That's
Yeah,
not
it
like
is.
A,
I
like
saved
a
the whole
baby title.
What?
Like they just.
I
tell
went
you to
into
do
the
that.
Oblivion Gate and saved
You
them.
didn't find that. That wasn't like a cool side quest.
What? I literally walked
handed
up
it
and
to
they
you.
said, "Help us, please!" and I saved them, and now I'm a hero. What are you trying to take that from me?
I don't know.
Oh, well, I'm gonna keep playing it, and guess what? Now I'm gonna beat it and rub it in your face.
And Jeff and I will be 100 hours in and already still in the bottom left corner of the map or whatever.
Yeah. I'll still be... I've crafted so many potions in the game that the game started crashing from the potion making.
Oh my gosh.
which I had to look up, and everybody on Reddit was also experiencing, but also still not pissed because we've just all been like trained to accept this. And it seemed like it was because I was using stolen ingredients. Apparently that might be crashing it, so there's a little bit of morality built into it.
What?
But
The game
yeah,
punishes you?
I'll be a level 100 alchemist, and still the long lost son of the king or whatever is still gonna be wherever
Yeah.
dinky
What is his
farm
name?
he's at.
His
I don't
name's
know.
Martin, I think.
Martin? I don't know. I haven't met him yet. I'm busy.
He's a
doing my
lovely
own
guy,
things.
and you know what? You'd meet him and you'd love him if you played the main story, and you'd realize he's a lovely guy, and you're just trying to protect him. He used to be a monk and a priest guy, and now you're protecting
I'm
him up in the
busy
mountains.
stealing from every person in town.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you can do both. You can be a little gremlin and also help out Martin.
My schedule is booked.
I will say I don't like when I want to engage in the alchemy and all that stuff that you're doing, Jeff, but when they have like over encumbered system, I never do because I just don't want to pick up plants and take up all my space.
Well, that's why you need a castle that you bring everything back to.
Yeah, apparently it's free.
Just hoard, yes.
That's what whenever I have a game, like, for example, Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 and 2, I added a mod that was no weight limits, because I was like, you know what? I don't want to have to think about it. Yeah. I just want to... Because I probably saved myself 2.5 hours time of just moving things from my basket to
dropping things, looking at all the weights.
A third of my time has probably been doing that.
Yeah, literally. And that's never fun. Sorry. Like, there's never been 1 second where I'm like, this is great. I could delete the over-encumbered system from every video game, and I think that would be the right call. Because it's literally making me not want to pick up plants and do alchemy, because I don't want to have to sacrifice the 15 weapons I'm carrying just in case I really need that mage stick, even though I'm a warrior class and I'm not.
Well, see, you have your own problems.
Exactly. Any final thoughts on Oblivion? How much more hours do you think you'd pump into this sucker before you move on? Like a goddamn frat boy.
I don't ever want to move on at this point. It's just...
Sarah's panicking. You think it's just going to be like your nighttime, play a couple hours game every so often for
I'm sure something eventually will, or the guilt over Claire Obscure will come and haunt me or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like the guilt of other games.
Yeah, the Claire Obscure is so the antithesis to this game in my brain right now. Like, when I go to bed, it's time to relax. I go, do I want to sit up in my pregnancy pillow in bed and play Claire Obscure, or do I want to lay down and play Oblivion and turn my brain
They're different styles of games. But I definitely think I will play this. I will probably play a lot of it, maybe not right away, because like the Infinity Nikki 1 point, or like
of course.
The next big update came out, so it's like,
that's like your Elder Scrolls 6
I have a lot of games that I have to play.
This was just a clip from our Patreon exclusive podcast called Bonus Pod. If you support MinnMax on Patreon at the $5 tier, you unlock Bonus Pod each and every week. Haley McLean is joined by cohorts to talk about whatever they want. It's kind of the sister show, the companion show to the MinnMax Show podcast, so there's even more content in here. Also, we take calls from members of the community, and we can really dive into the weeds on stuff. So if you want to more than double the amount of podcasts from MinnMax every week, support MinnMax on Patreon at the $5 tier. Thanks so much.